Hi YouTube, how are you doing? And welcome back to yet another video. So today I want to talk about why you should probably start investing in precious metals now. There's a lot of different things happening right now that could possibly make it a very good purchase going into the next few years. So I'm going to break it down here very quickly. We're going to talk about the prices of how it's performed this year so far and possibly the impacts of the potential and most likely interest rate cut that is happening here in the next few months. So we're going to go through all that here in just a second. All right, so the first point I want to talk about is just to go over how gold and silver have performed in just this from pretty much from this time last year. So gold has gone up $640.23 with a gain of 33.47%. Silver, on the other hand, has gone up by $6.59, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you look at it in terms of a percentage growth, it's actually gone up 28.61%. So the metals have done very well from this time last year. If you combine them together, you could probably say they both averaged at around 30% gain from this time last year. So metals have done very well. Now, if I want to point out just the gold-silver ratio, because just to show you guys something to consider, the ratio has stayed pretty flat. So again, from this time last year, it was around 83, 84. Let's just call it 84. And right now it's sitting at 85.33. So it's been fairly flat, but the metals together, if you look at them combined, they've done very well. So gold has done just slightly better because it's been hitting all-time highs. I mean, right now it's at 25.73 at the time of this video. So gold has done just slightly better, which of course, when we looked at the percentage gains, it was at 33 compared to silver's 28. But in terms of the ratio itself, the ratio is flat. So all that's showing is that the metals are staying, they're moving upwards at the same rate with each other. But gold is just slightly better. So that's just something I wanted to point out with how they've been doing over this past year. So metals are doing very well. So the next point I want to bring up, and it's going to answer probably why I believe people should start getting into precious metals now, because you might not get these prices from where they're at right now. Even though they are on a tear from this time last year, it might not be, you might not have this opportunity again. So the thing that I'm going to bring up, and it's going to be related to the interest rates. Now, I'm going to make a quick explanation as to how interest rates impact everything when it comes to pricing. So let me break that down real quick for you guys. So here's a very simple flow chart of what happens when interest rates go up or down. So let's start with lowering the interest rates. What happens is it incentivizes people to borrow more money. In return, people save less money, which causes people to spend more money, obviously. And when that happens, it creates a demand that is higher than the supply. And as a reaction to that, businesses and companies and whatever it is, they increase their prices to compensate for that. So because people are buying more, they may as well try to profit. So they're going to increase their prices, which in turn creates inflation. Now, on the flip side of that, when the interest rates go up, it incentivizes people to borrow less, which forces them to save more of their money, which means they're spending less of that money, which ends up creating a higher supply side than demand, which ends up decreasing the prices and in result causes deflation. So that's just a very simple explanation of what happens when interest rates get moved up or down. And the cycle always continues. The rates go up, the rates go down, and that's where we have all these price changes all the time. I mean, right now, the Fed is expecting to lower the interest rates. So based off what we just discussed, it should lead to future inflation, which is going to be very bullish for precious metals. Now, I'm going to be naturally bullish on precious metals. I mean, that's just how I am. I always expect it to go up no matter what. I do believe that the dollar is at risk, and I think just it will go like many other fiat currencies have gone in the past in a hyperinflation scenario. I don't know when that will be. It could be 50 years from now, 100 years from now, but I do expect it at some point to become an issue. So, even though the prices have gone up as much as they had, as we've shown, like roughly 30%, that could just be the beginning of the wave that is starting to form and building the momentum before it hits the peak. So I'm not sure, again, where it's going to go in the short term, but in the long term, I'm pretty sure this is going to be something we're going to wish we had 10, 15 years from now. So that's just my thoughts, my opinions on it, and where I think what's going to happen with the interest rates. And again, they always fluctuate, but at least for the short term, that's where I'm expecting it to go. So let me know what you guys think down below. Are you guys bullish or bearish on precious metals? And do you think that they're going to be going much higher in the future? If you guys haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. That'll really help us out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye, guys.